tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello everyone, welcome to Project Runway All Stars. We are talking about the young naturists of America this week, and they are N-A-K-E-D, naked. So we thought we would add some sensual sounds to the beginning of our show. I'm your host, Amanda Fields, and with me is Michelle Uberreste.
Hey guys.
And Dan Babic.
Hello guys,
and
how are we today?
Break this runway down. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was kind of a shock to see these men and women come out on the runway. Alyssa Milano announces this is the challenge for this week, and they saunter out just in their, birthday suit. So.
Boom!
And then the designers were all like, I can't look, but I can, but I can't. And they had to get adjusted to the nudity.
Yeah.
I was just annoyed that I wanted to see everything, because we got to be blurred out on the TV. I wanted to see the real bits. I wanted to start. I wanted to see, compare my penis size to other men's. I wanted to see what tits look like because I've never really seen them. I was really interested into it, but nothing. Blurred out.
I guess you just had to be there at the right place at the right time, working on the show. But of course, it's Lifetime, and they can't show all that.
No.
Yeah.
It's not Showtime. It's Lifetime.
That's all right.
So we have some unclothed, fashionable fellows and ladies, and it's funny that they seem fashionable even though they're nude. But just the way they carry themselves, it seems like, okay, I would want to dress them if I were a designer. I think this actually helps the designers a lot.
It does.
Because they had to sort of become more of an artist, dressing the body, as opposed to just designing in here, this model's going to make it look good. It's almost like Michelangelo, I think it was him that said, well, how do you do these amazing, someone asked him, how do you come up with these sculptures? How do you get this from the marble? And he said, well, I already see it in there. I just have to take it away until I find it.
Wow, that was so philosophical and artistic of you. I'm like, oh my God, Amanda. Like, clap, snaps for Amanda, snaps for Amanda, snaps for Amanda, yeah.
Well, that's what I thought of. I think it took it to a high level, really. I mean, this episode could have gone either way with the nudity, but I think it really elevated all the designers' performances.
It's kind of weird because I feel like this is supposed to be like the real person challenge.
Yeah, that's not a real person, yeah.
Because we had a variety of shapes, sizes, ages, men and women. Mm-hmm. But the whole kind of naturist thing makes it just a little more weird.
Which I'm all about the weird.
Totally.
I enjoyed it. I think it made it exciting.
It did. No, I wanted to see some bits, but I actually wanted to see. I think one thing that's missing in the fashion industry is plus sizes. I want to see more plus size challenges. Yeah. I mean, it's funny with the naturists, the nudists, whatever they call themselves these days. Good for you. If you want to be a free willy, you be a free willy. I support anything that you want to do as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
Right.
But I want to see plus size. I feel like that's one thing they haven't got into enough on Project Runway, and we are in America. Most of us are overweight, so you need to cater to the rest of the world.
That's a good point, and I do enjoy that last season's winner, Ashley. She designed an entire plus size collection for the finale, and then all the models were plus size. However, I think I like that the term is plus size because it's still all different sizes.
It is, yeah.
It's not all just one, round shape. It's like these women, they have breast and a little waist and a big butt, and like it's beautiful. Why not?
Yeah.
I think like
it's a
big
challenge.
butts, and I cannot lie.
Wow.
I think it's always a challenge for the designers because a lot of the designers come up through school and they're only just used to the design part of it, thinking this is going to go on a skinny model, they're going to make it look good, they're going to sell it for me. When you actually have to make people of different shapes and I think ages too.
Totally, yeah.
Feel comfortable and look good, that's really going to test how good of a designer you are.
Mm-hmm. And I think it made everyone have to work a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which,
so they should, they're all stars. Work harder, exactly.
Yeah.
You need to have some challenging challenges out there.
Yeah, and I was super excited they're doing menswear.
Yes. And I have to tell you guys, I have some confidence skills to get from these naturists. Yeah. They come in and they're so calm and comfortable in their own skin. And it was kind of interesting and strange at the same time that there was a father-son. No, not father-son. Mother-son.
Yeah, a bit odd. Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah. Well, because the mom was actually modeling for Sam, and then the son was modeling for Alexander. Ooh. And they're just like used to it because I guess that's how he grew up, just kind of, as they say, like a naked house. Everyone's just kind of naked at home and like it's no big deal. And I guess if that's the way that you're raised, then it is no big deal. And you're like totally, it's not like you're like staring because it's just always there. But that's
I think it's kind of hard to grasp for everyone else.
No, I kind of get it. It's because I even know now, like moving to LA, and because I had it was from a small town, very like traditional, very Catholic, and like having to unwind. I'm like, I actually don't believe all of these things I was told, and my mind was programmed to think a certain way, but it wasn't what I actually internally felt. So it would be kind of weird to grasp that you think that's just normal being naked all the time, and for some people it is. But if you don't really want to do that, and that's not your thing, because it is a very small percentage of people that do that. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's unconditioning yourself, and what do you really want to do? Oh my God, I just spilled a little bit of water. There we go, that's all right.
Well, speaking of, coming from a religious background, it's funny to think of like Adam and Eve. They were like totally naturists, right? Here they are on the show, Adam and Eve. And then like, she eats the apple and then they realize they're naked. It's like, hello. To cover myself. Yeah. Get some leaves.
Can I get a shaver, Gort? Can I just have a bit of a trim? That's what probably Evie was about to say. Yeah, bloody hell.
Hello. But hey, these are much better than leaves. We have some beautiful designs. And this week, they are I can't talk. I'm like flabbergasted. The designers get to select their naturist, but I like that they weren't choosing them. Yeah. They were actually given the button bag, and just they drew a button and it had each naturist name on it. So no one was like picked last. It was just like we're passing the bag, each person gets a name. So I thought that was good because it would have created a bad negative atmosphere if they had to choose. Right. Especially like the designers might want to design for a woman because they're used to making women's clothes, and I don't know. I liked it. I liked the way they handled the situation. And I thought it was cool. Alyssa Milano mentioned that she's
I love her, by the way. I just love her. I never thought I would. I just love her.
Yeah. Give us more Alyssa Milano. We love her. I like how she mentioned she's all about body confidence. And so this was a challenge that was close to her heart. And so I was like, you go, girl. And then there's also a dating show on, I believe it's VH1 right now, called Dating Naked.
Ooh.
Wow. And they just meet each other, and they, like, share a house together out in some tropical island, and they're all just nude all the time.
I wouldn't be a fan of that, but interesting. Why not? I feel like we need to get into the designs. I'm dying to talk about them.
Okay. Well, they each have $250 to spend at Mood, and 30 minutes to sketch, and 30 minutes to shop, and let's get to that runway rundown.
I love them. I just love the runway rundown. It's what I live for every week. Feeds my soul, Michelle. Feeds my fucking soul.
And I just love that they're doing outerwear. That's like my jam.
Yeah, it has to be fashionable winter wear. Ooh. If I failed to mention that, I'm sorry. I'm still distracted and flabbergasted. Well, first down the runway, we have Keeney's girl. And I think this is a very elevated look for him because he seems to be kind of sticking to the same thing. The denim, the pleats, that's what he does well. But I love the gold buttons on the skirt because I think it makes it more expensive and a little bit a different direction for him for some reason. Like, just a little detail like that can do it for me. I love the way that she's styled. I like that the jacket or coat is on her shoulders, and I like that she has a big bun on her head, and just I like the whole look, the shoes, everything all together. And so I actually give it an 8 because the woman wearing it, it looks like that is who she is.
What do you think, Mishka, from the design background? Yes.
I mean, very fancy, expensive. It is elevated, but I feel like that's what Keeney does. I'm always kind of interested in his use of the denim. He doesn't use it like just as this casual, you know, you can't even tell it's really denim when you're looking at it. Except she just looks so young. This girl already looks young, and he kind of dresses her so she looks like this little girl. Like,
oh my God, it's Gossip Girl.
I loved it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
But you know what it reminded me of? Like, who's that little girl, like, from the books? Like, the British girl, like, Caroline?
Oh,
Madeline. Yeah,
from Paris.
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, okay, that's, you know.
And that's my favourite look. I love being, well, not tonight because I'm a bit more edgy because I've had about 2 hours sleep, so I'm not in my usual get up, but I love the preppy look, so I love this. But I actually agreed with Isaac with the coat. I thought it was ill-fitted. It wasn't, structurally the best, but I get where he was going. Probably if he had more time, it would be more amazing. So I gave it a 7.5, maybe an 8, but when she took the coat off, I thought flawless, but the coat just needed a bit more work. But I love that look, that look.
And they had to make it winter, so he had to do a coat.
He had to do a coat, yeah. It just wasn't executed the best it could have been.
So next up, we have Asha's look, and she has done something amazing. I think of some of these designers I've noticed when they switch to menswear, it's like they're a brand new person. I wrote, Asha, who are you? Like, this guy, he's so cool. It's so, like, wearable and sellable. I love the jogger pants. They're like black jogger sweatpants, the perfect boots with them. I like the cut and the drape of the top and the cowl neck, and I like that there's a vest. Like, everything is proportioned right for him, and he looks like a model. I love the aviator sunglasses, and I like that the mix of prints on the top suit each other, and it's not like this glaring, like, oh my God, the sleeves are a different print than the body.
Yeah.
I actually give this a 10 because it looks like something you would see on a runway. It also looks like something you would see on Street Style.
Well, Zara, that would be Zara tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, totally get that look at Zara.
10! Asha. Woo, my first 10 for her of the season.
I thought this was super cool, and I think we see this with some of the other designers too when they do the menswear. Something becomes restrained.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of these designers need it. Like, I feel like Asha is very creative, but she has that tendency to go too far and to embellish and when you have a woman, it's just like, it's so accepted to just do whatever you want. Yeah, so I feel like when it comes to the man, you have to, like, step back and edit, and this is, like, fantastic. I gave it a 9 just because I don't give 10s out very often, but I just think it looks legit. It looks effortless, but it looks cool. Like, this guy looks so natural. It doesn't look like, hi, I tortured this outfit to get the model ready in a day. Like, it looks really cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I love it as well. Like, it's probably something that I wouldn't wear because I'm not a cool dresser as much, but I actually gave it a 10 as well, just because it's not my style, but from a judging perspective, it fit the brief 100%. And Zara, tomorrow, Zara, it's cool. I love sweatpants. And, like, so in at the moment for menswear, and jogger pants as well. They're really cool, and it's a really cool way of dressing it up. And I love that he's still comfortable as well, because he's a nudist, so he's got to feel comfortable. So yeah, 10. Woo!
Woo. All right, next we've got Emily's look, which is another favorite of
mine.
My
favorite.
I love this look head to toe. Her hair, her shoes, the whole thing, and I love the way that she wore it. And when she turned around and there was a cape on the back, I just love it. It's one of those looks that come out and you don't even need to really say anything because it speaks for itself. But if you're listening instead of watching, this is a little dress and coat / cape. And I love the proportions of all of it. It suits her body just right. And even though the dress is fitted, it's in a kind of fabric that is hugging her but not forcing it. And that's the key. I think this is just one of those, and it's also a beautiful color and print combination. It's bright royal blue and some the dress is blue, and then the coat/cape has this blue like square pattern on it of navy with royal. And I'm like lost in this conversation. I gave it a 9. I think it could have been a 10. I don't know what else it could have done for me, but I thought it was some of Emily's best work.
Yeah, I thought it was really modern. I love the print. It kind of reminds me of like that pixely stuff. And it's all monochromatic. It's really clean. I love it. I gave it an 8 because I don't like the styling. I feel like it makes her look old. When I first saw her...
Disagree, but that's okay.
When I first saw her, she's so young, and like, you know, when I saw the styling, it's just too pulled back, and the makeup was heavy for me.
However, I think she chose the hair on top of her head to showcase the back.
Yeah, but I feel like it could have been done in a different way.
Maybe like messier. Would you like it messier?
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I like it like slicked or whatever, but it just, when she came out, I just thought she looked like older than she was.
Interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I gave it a 9 as well. Completely agree with you. I actually like the hair. I think the hair is actually very model. High button's very in at the moment, especially with the front fringe. I think it's just maybe too much up top. I think that's what it is. It's very
on the neck and everything.
Yeah, on the neck. Yeah. I think it's a bit broachy, but I love. I do know. I love
broachy.
A bit brooch. That's what we call it. You know, like women with brooches and stuff. Like like look at my neck. Yeah, a bit that. That's what I didn't like. So that's why I gave it a 9. But what I love about this, okay, she's doing winter fashion, but she's gone for like a short skirt.
I love that.
Love that you don't have to, you know, don't be so easily defined. Like just because it's winter, you actually don't have to do a long pant, or you don't have to go. You can go above the knee still, and so I'm going to give it a 9. Great.
Emily even said it was like an LA winter, but if you wanted to make it more wintry, you could do like a legging and a
tights,
big like furry boot.
Yeah,
if you wanted to. Okay.
Love Emily.
Next up, Alexander's look, and this is the son of the mom we were talking about, of the duo.
Yeah.
And he came out, and, you know, I like it, but I don't love it, and I didn't know why. And I think Michelle said something that really made me, like, wake up. Oh, why do I not like it? It's too old for him. And I think that's all it was. It's a nicely fitted look. I think it would be easy to sell to certain stores, but again, it might be in that more men's department instead of young men's, and I think it's just because it's more of something like, now Alexander looks young, so I'm not saying that he looks old, but I think it's something that Alexander would wear himself, and so that's why but all that being said, this guy looks very comfortable and confident as well, so I actually gave it a 7.
I mean, to me, this is like, it's okay. I gave it a 5 just because, like, straight middle of the road for me. It looks a little, like, Midwestern.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all.
Kind of, like, Searsy, I guess.
Yeah, but there is a place for that, though.
Not on the runway.
No. See, I'm like 3 or 4 here, because being a man, I want menswear to push the buttons. I want it to push the envelope. Like, what?
But when he turned around, the pants where his butt is on the pants, it was like that focal point of this, like, angular point of gray with the black. I don't know. I'm very picky with the menswear fashion, because I'm actually annoyed by this, because as a man, that's why I'm like, why? Like, that's so basic. That you can get that.
And coming from a male designer.
You can get that. Adam Levine for Kmart does that. Adam Levine fucking Kmart does that.
Does he have a line for Kmart for real?
He does, and it's terrible. And you're like, he's such a trendy guy, and you're like, Dime, why'd you put your name on that? Get out of it.
Yeah. He probably doesn't choose his own clothes.
He doesn't, but I'm like, whatever you're getting paid, like, I would not put my. But like, no, like that's Target, that's Sears, like this is I did not like. I almost wanted him to go because of that. God. I hated that. But that's just because I'm like more of a menswear guy than I am.
Okay, so you're like nonplussed.
I'm just like 3, 2, yeah. I'm
even more nonplussed by this next look, Valerie. Wait, did you get to say your rating, Michelle? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said 5.
Okay. Ooh, Valerie's up.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I'm like, Citron, get gone. Because this green color around the hood makes it look so, like, amateur hour. This jacket is so poorly fitted that it looks almost like a robe, like a bathrobe. It's supposed to be a chic gray winter coat that's got, like, a kind of loosey-goosey hood that drapes down. But it just didn't it didn't do its job. It was way overworked. And then she's got this like camouflage pant with it that is just, it's like a gray and then a gray black camo and then a lime green around the hood. It's like, what is this look? It's a lot of ideas and not all good together. I thought it was really the worst styling. It couldn't get much worse with those shoes.
Yes.
This is supposed to be a winter look, and it looks like she's got like her workout pants with some nude strappy sandals.
I can't do it.
Is she going to work out? Is she going to the club? Is she going to ride on an airplane right now? Is she going to the old folks' home? I don't know.
Do you know where she looks like she's going?
An igloo.
Where is she going?
Oh, this is just reminding me of my past because I'm from the daggiest place ever, and I used to have to go to Saturday morning school, Croatian school, and these are what like the people that came from Croatia that would go to the Croatian school would wear, and their mums would make for them themselves, and because they saw it in Target and they wanted to mimic what they saw in Target, and I'm like, yuck! I'm just thinking of being a kid, being this fabulous little gay boy who just loves fashion, and seeing these people that have had their grandma remake something they saw in Target. Ugh.
Well,
yeah,
it's
disgusting.
It's trying to be something that it isn't, and it's just kind of cheap and also not flattering to her body.
I can't look at it. I actually can't. I'm not looking at it. It's so disgusting.
And I also don't like the hair at all.
I hate it. I don't even look at it.
It's like
funny,
Kate
though.
+8 hair.
Yes,
Ugh.
but it's funny because the model seemed very happy when she came out. And I don't know if she looked in the mirror before.
Well, she doesn't wear a lot of clothes, so she doesn't know if it's bad.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you still have eyes. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I
man.
can't even
well, you know what? She was trying to do her designer justice. That's what I would do. You try to make it look good, try to sell it. But even if you don't like it. I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 2. I mean, it makes her legs look wider. It just looks like a hot mess on top. There's like really nothing redeeming about this.
Good point. I mean, it really hits her leg at a wrong place.
It's like, and the print makes them look fatter too.
This is a sad situation.
I can't even look at it. Yeah, I can't even. It's so funny because when clothes are so bad, I'm like, oh, it actually makes me feel sick. I'm like, I can't look.
Take it off. Go back to being a nudist.
I need something chic. Yeah.
I like the sketch.
Next.
Okay.
Next.
Mitchell.
Oh, good. That's a bit better.
Okay. Mitchell, who are you? Just like Asha, Mitchell, I'm like, who is this designer? If I had never watched Project Runway All Stars or his season, and I saw this episode, and I saw him crafting this look for this man, I would be like, he's great.
Yeah.
This coat was well constructed. The buckles are nicely done. The sweater, it's just a basic striped sweater with, I thought it was just like a cowl neck, but it's actually a separate scarf. So that was a smart styling choice. It's done with black pants with a drop crotch, and I was wondering if that was just bad tailoring or a choice, but I think it was a choice because, again, he's a nudist naturalist. I should say naturalist because that's what they like to be called.
I think it was more like, hi, I'm Mitchell, and I don't know if I've ever made men's pants before, so I'll just make it a drop crotch.
Yeah. You know what? But that was a good idea. That was a good idea.
I mean, yeah, you have limited time, you know.
He at least knew that this would be successful for him. The only real problem I have with this is the sleeve length is way too short. I would have lengthened it by at least an inch on each side, you know. It should come down over like half of his hand a little bit more. Down to that, like, you know.
First line of the thumb.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you, Dan. I couldn't get the words out. But this actually was very successful for this gentleman. I thought it looked good on him. It might have been not quite like age appropriate. I think the jacket and the pants were, but the sweater looked a little young. Maybe it's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the stripe, maybe the width of the stripe made it look a little young. I don't know. But I think it was a good look, and I gave it a 7.
Ooh. What did you think, Mishka?
I was in between a 6 and a 7 for this. I think this is another example of, like, Mitchell loves to do this like crazy out there stuff, and then he's doing menswear, and it's like very surprising because he does the little buckles, which makes it a little more edgy, and the silhouette's kind of interesting. And I think when the judges were talking about, they were talking about it closed, and I thought that looked a little better. But I mean, I think this is pretty good, and it's really
Totally. I gave it a 6.5 as well. We're similar scores tonight, actually. It's funny when sometimes you're just on the same page and sometimes you're completely not on the same page. As I say, I'm very fussy with menswear, but I like it for his age because I think it is elevating his look. I don't like the pants because I just like the pants to be fitted for men.
I know,
I think they're a little long. I think if they would just be shorter, they would be a lot more crisp.
But and I think what probably doesn't sell it as much, if you kind of don't look at the man's face, the outfit's super cool.
Oh yeah,
but because he's not like an edgy cool person. So if you kind of got some more like
he is on the inside,
right? Yeah, like he's he's got some Tom Ford glasses and kind of did something with his hair, had a bit of a new haircut. Yeah. Then I think it would actually sell the look more.
That was a styling request by the designer, so I think it could have been better styled for the hair. But I
kind of agree. I feel like if it was maybe this isn't perfect for that client.
Yeah.
But it's still a good look.
It is a good look. Yeah. Totally like the look.
I think if Alexander and Mitchell had switched models, it would be perfect.
Yes, agree with you. Absolutely.
If he had the Sears sweater situation going on,
he'd be loving it.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have Sam. Oh no, you didn't. This is a situation of like the wrong proportions, the wrong fabric, the wrong cut, the wrong drape, the wrong styling. Everything is wrong. Luckily, this woman is lovely and gorgeous, and so she can sell just about anything because she looks good. And God bless her for telling the judges that she was happy with it. And you could tell she was kind of lying through her teeth, but she still tried. It looks like she doesn't know how to shop or dress in this. It looks like she obviously, just went to a yard sale and picked a couple things and didn't even think about wearing it together and just I just got it, so I'm just going to put it on. The shoes do not go with the look. It even makes it worse. If it could have been like a wintry boot, that might have helped a little bit, because the skirt length is not right with the shape that the skirt is. For it being a circle skirt, I think it would have to go a little bit higher on the leg. Where it hits her body, it's like that weird length right above the ankle that looks not even intentional. And I just thought that it was a really strange thing to the eye. This sweater, it looks like it's frowning on the bottom hemline. It's like frowny sweater. It's this burnt orange color. I really think... Ugh. I think that the jacket that the coat he was making in the workroom, it was an ugly houndstooth combination of like a, what color green would that be? Like a army green?
Khaki?
It was a 1970s green and like gold.
I feel like it might have even been better than this.
I think it could have been better because at least it was a style choice.
And it was fitted. And
this is like a non-choice. Right. It's just, for me, it's a 3. Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, I don't know where he was. His headspace was not good during this episode. I think he got thrown just trying to make the client happy and overthinking it. This to me kind of reminds me of Sam's first look on Under the Gun, where he did this kind of gray deconstructed slouchy top, and he did this big huge circle skirt, but it was shorter, and the proportions were cool, and it was just a way cooler, different girl, and there was bits on it and hanging off and things like that, and I think that would have been more successful. Like you said, I hate the shoe. It just makes her look fat. Ankles, very
ankles.
Yeah,
yes.
Makes her look short,
and the sleeves are too short. Everything is too short.
It looks really kind of grandma, like that wool kind of long A-line skirt.
And a bit homeless, I reckon. Yeah, a bit homeless, a bit smelly.
Hey, I bet the grandma dresses better than this.
Maybe.
Totally.
Well, I gave it a 4.
Yeah, well, I said I'm a Sam, so I gave him a 2 or a 3. But as I said, I don't even want to comment on it because it's just, we all know it's horrendous, it's shocking. There's nothing good about it.
Sam knows it.
He just fucked up, so that's what happens. Sometimes you can't keep them all. But I'm just glad that he saved. But she looks homeless and she looks like she smells and needs a bath.
So next, we are going to talk about Ken, which is a breath of fresh air. This male model, I want to call him a male model because look at him, he looks so cool.
Yeah.
He came in and he just had this great vibe. He was so relaxed. Ken spoke to him about, he's like, how do you feel about androgyny? Do you like to wear things that are necessarily super masculine? Do you like feminine? He said, I'm cool with it. He was ready to wear whatever Ken had for him. So I love that he did a winter white. And this can be kind of seasonless. And I love that Ken even mentioned this is kind of like a Kanye West. It's like Yeezy season 3. I think the styling is cool. I love the sunglasses. I love that his long hair is tucked into the sweater.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And I like that hoodie. And this is just the right proportion. And, you know, this man, he had the kind of body where... a little bit paunchy, but you know what? That's cool. And Ken saw that and said, you know, I'm going to really do a good service to his body and show off the good attributes about him and show off his personality and really make something flattering. And I really applaud that. Like, you know, these people have all different bodies, which is just what the public has when they're shopping. So to be able to design something like this for him just made me really happy, like almost like emotional. Like, and just look how good he looks. He's so confident in his kilt, his winter white kilt and sweater, and it's just really cool and perfect for him. So it's a 10 for me.
I liked all the same things you liked. I love the white. I just love the proportions. I love the red boots. This guy looks so happy and comfortable and stylish and cool. Like, it was a huge risk, I think, to do the kilt and in white and everything, but it totally paid off. I love it when they take a risk because it's just like, you know, it's just different.
Yeah.
I gave it a 9 just because I feel like there could have been a little more detail somewhere. Like, it looks a little basic for what it is.
No, he had enough restraint to say no.
Yeah. I mean,
like, come on, if he wore like a gold chain, it would have been too much.
No, not like something like that, but just a little something there.
Yeah. Something, okay.
I actually gave it a 10, and it's funny because when I first saw it, I wasn't a fan, but then I really started to look at it. It is a beautiful thing when you see someone that isn't so confident about their body and not too sure what to wear. And then just, like, that's my favourite feeling in the world. Like, I love that. Yes. Yeah. I love that. I think I think it's just because that's why I started to get into clothes, because I was the overweight one. I was always very unattractive, had really bad skin. So for me, it was clothes that kind of made me start feeling good. And I'm like, oh my God, if I wear this with this, I can start feeling good. And then when I started to do styling, I started to do friends that weren't so confident with their bodies. And, you know, I had friends that were size zeros and thought they were too skinny or didn't have enough boobs. And then I had friends that had massive boobs and thought they made them look fat, and that's why I started to get into it. And so for me, that's just I just want people to feel good in life. That's kind of what I try and do with everything I do, just try and make people feel happy. So the fact we got that reaction, that's a 10. And I never throw out 10s all the time. I'm like, if I taken a happy pill or someone, like, it's just weird. I'm like, never give it 10. But
well, you know, on the runway, the judges gave 4 people a top score instead of 3, so they did a really good job.
They did an awesome job. He looks great.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't want to leave this screenshot, but we have to move on to Layana. And oh no, oh girl, that is a crotch confusion right there. It's like a jumpsuit with an odd shaped pant, and that just the whole crotch waist area for me is just really weird, and the way that the pants billow out is not a flattering fit. It's not, you know, this is a weird thing. It could have been like a jogger pant style or something. It just was, I think it was too loose.
Yeah.
Strange color combination. The jacket, I'm not so sure about those sleeves. I don't know, the way they bell out at the bottom. I thought it could have been cooler. The whole thing could have been cooler. It wanted to go there and it just didn't get there. So for me, it's only a 6, even though the client was very happy, so that's good.
She was way too happy.
Yeah, I know. Like, what are you happy about? I'd be disappointed.
Yeah, this just looked straight up from the 80s. Like the prints, the proportions, the fit, everything's 80s to me. Mm-hmm. In the workroom, you know, I saw the jacket and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then with this outfit, I just hate it. I gave it a 2.
Yeah, I gave it. I think I gave it a 2 as well, or 3, 2.5. I don't even know.
I'm gonna spit out my water on that one. A 2.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's just a crotch. It was just terrible. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, you guys are in New York. Like, that's the fashion capital of the world.
And
winter,
you're on TV.
You're on TV, and then I know you've only got limited time. And winter in New York is like, that's when the fashion comes out.
And it's so inspiring. You have all the layers.
I know. Yeah, I'm just really disappointed. Unacceptable, actually. Unacceptable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm going to make my 6 into a 4.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, take off a couple.
Yeah. All right. Last, but certainly not least, we've got Dom's design. And I wish we had a picture of him with the jacket open, because as soon as this guy, you know, opened up the jacket to show the sweater underneath, he was so proud. And it was such a model moment. It was the moment of the show. This guy's name is Lloyd.
It's a cool name. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a retired military man. Cool. And so he went from the uniform to no uniform, nothing. You know, naturalist guy. And I think it's cool that he, like, just was like really, again, all these people really inspire me with their confidence. And I liked his like model skills, and I was like, look at him whipping that jacket back. It was just really, it made me love the whole thing so much more because of his spirit. I think Dom really understood what he wanted. So for me, it's actually, I didn't like it that much. I wanted to give it a lower score, but it's an 8. Yeah. Because of how he feels.
Yeah.
I just love this guy. He's awesome. His attitude is so cool. I liked this, but I feel like from the front it was just too piratey.
Too Peter Pan-y, yeah.
I can't tell if it's like velvet or what, but there's too many stripes, and for me the shawl collar was really too wide, and not like wide in like a statement way, but just kind of a cheap way.
Although it is costumey, I think I could see it on someone in London or something.
But maybe without that center panel, she said it was removable. It looks a little better to me.
Yes.
And the back I thought was amazing. I gave it a 7.
I actually gave it. I'm like, this is so weird. Like 7. That's what I gave it as well. It's weird that we're like both on this. Yeah. It's like usually we're all different. Like usually it's like we're none of us have the same. It's we're usually on the same page, but we never have the same. Like it's weird. I don't know. It's funny
because
it was a good challenge.
And it really made the designers think.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. It's
I love
very visceral.
I love what you said about the way he makes you feel. It's not something that I would wear. I don't love it, but because it makes him feel so good, I love it for him.
There's a joy.
Cool. There's a joy, that beam in his eyes. You can't give it like below a 7 because like he's 10 out of 10. He's never been happier.
Well, and you're making it for him, and if he's happy, then you've done your job.
And that's the difference. You know, a lot of things like I would normally, if I saw this, would probably give it a 4 if I saw it down the street. But because he is designing for this particular guy, that's part of the brief. So that's therefore he gets a 7. He knocked it out of the park.
I wish he would have just worn it open with that camouflage showing the whole time.
Yeah, I think it would have been better.
But that was such a good moment that when he whipped it open, that it was.
I would have loved a badge, like a badge, like the ones you know on Melrose Avenue and stuff.
And Paulette's.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to mention the guest judges this week were so exciting to me because Naeem Khan is an incredible fashion designer, and if you guys don't know, I'll tweet something about it. But I've actually worked for him in New York. Yeah. I worked in his showroom, and I also was his fitting model, and so I got to see how he. Just makes decisions with fabric and fit. And he is so good at getting everything to the letter perfect with the seams and the darts and the placing of the embroidery. He's well known for his embroidery on his gowns. And it's like breathtaking. It's one of my favorite fashion shows to see.
Wow.
Because it is something that... it's one of those great like emotional reactions when you watch it. Everything is so beautiful that you're almost not even thinking about the way it was made.
Yeah, you're lost in the story.
Yeah. And he's one of those. And he's from India, and he's one of those amazing designers that kind of takes some of his homeland with him.
Yeah.
Because embroidery is part of the Indian culture. It's like a classic thing of what they would wear and still wear. Especially if you ever see like Indian weddings.
Yeah, amazing.
The workmanship of everything, and so he comes from that whole world, and to make these gowns for they mentioned some celebrities that have worn his gowns, and especially the First Lady Michelle Obama. They showed a picture of her, and he's a very talented designer, but even more so a wonderful person.
That's more important. Just quickly, I know because I think he's just so on point, and I think you would agree with me, Tom Ford. I think he just nails it every single time with his designs. I know you've worked with him. What was he like to work with?
Oh, Tom Ford?
Yeah, and be honest, if he was because I know I've heard
No. Before you even begin, let me just tell you, I love how amazingly nice Tom Ford is.
Oh, there we go.
I worked on a film that he's working on. I don't know how much I can say because it hasn't been released.
Yeah, no, keep it.
But I will say that every single person in the scene, he took the time to look at the color of their fingernail polish, the way the shoes looked with the whole look. He really was so thoughtful about every piece, every earring, the way that the person's hair looked. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think her hair is a little too curly. Just brush it a little bit. Like, so specific.
Artistic.
Every little detail. He was painting a picture. And for someone to be so specific.
Meticulous, yeah.
And meticulous, that can go into a place of being very diva.
Yeah.
He was not a diva at all. He was so sweet about it. Very like, you could tell he would look at you and take a big, you know how Tim Gunn always says step back?
Yeah.
Tom Ford does that.
Yeah.
Every time. And he's stepping back to look at each person head to toe and then comes close and looks at all the accessories. Every bit of it is like a moment for him. He takes his time. And that might make the shoot day take a little bit longer, but it's so worth it, and it's so beautiful to see all together. I don't want anyone to think I have like a major role. I was just part of the picture.
Yeah.
But it was for me a major moment because I love him so much. It was so cool.
He's one of my idols. Yeah.
Yeah, and he should be because again, another really talented person, talented designer who's very creative and meticulous, but very nice.
Oh, beautiful. Because I can imagine he would like working with you because you got his favorite client is Julianne Moore. And you've got a Julianne Moore look about. Yeah. His favorite clients look like you, so I can imagine he would love working with you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, I love those actresses so much, and of course they have red hair too. But then the other guest judge tonight is Amy Song, who is a blogger, I personally don't know her blog, but I'm excited to look it up because I liked what she had to say when people were kind of excited about certain looks, and she's like, "It's good, but it's not great." Like she was quick to step up and be like, "Guys, it's not that exciting." But maybe they need that little bit of like, I like when they have two guest judges together.
Well, it's interesting because I think it's like us, we have different perspectives.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
So, and they have been having a lot of bloggers and people like that on, which I think is...
well, it's different audiences.
It's just, it's less professional, I guess. But that's what the kids are all into these days.
The fashion influencers,
For people like us, we get really excited about Naeem Khan.
Yes.
But people that are maybe not, they don't know as much about the fashion industry and they're just learning. They might be reading the blogs to learn. So that's kind of
cool. But I think it's good that they bring that extra kind of different perspective to the judging. But I love Naeem. I think they should make him like just a permanent judge. Yeah. I feel like he's so thoughtful and in his critique.
He is, yeah.
And it's constructive, and I think he can understand different points of view. When some of the designers are like, "Oh, I don't like that," that means it's not good, but it's not their,
Yeah, exactly,
look.
Yeah.
So I think he's just so... I mean, I don't know. I really like him as a judge.
He's got it. As everyone say, he's got it.
All right, so the big winner tonight is...
Emily.
Yay! I love Emily. Woo!
Emily with the gorgeous cake blue dress with her naturalist that's basically a model. I mean, look at her. She looked the most like a model. But you know what? That doesn't mean that she had necessarily an easier time because she still hit all the right notes for her client.
And your garment still has to look fabulous.
Yeah, and actually, for me, this is better than anything she's made for the models.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think she did a really good job. And then there was actually no one eliminated.
Mm-hmm. Good, I was happy, for that.
Yeah.
I know you weren't so much. Yeah, I know you weren't so much, but I think Sam is the most talented, and I think I've been really obsessed with Valerie. I think I wasn't a fan at the start, and I don't think she deserves to win. I think she's more on the mediocre side, but she's really stepped it up a notch, and she gets better and better each week, except for this week. So I think she needs to stay.
And the judges were saying, too, it made it hard to eliminate someone when they both... made their clients pretty happy in what they were wearing.
Yeah, I was for that.
So... I don't know. I mean, Valerie, I feel like should have gone, but Sam should have also been in the bottom, and it was hard to say, like, who should go home because Sam's look, I think, was less successful tonight, but they love him so much, and he's had 2 wins, and not only they love him, I love him.
Same.
I think he's great.
I'm a Sam. We like Sam.
I just think... You're a judge, do your job. I think it's unfair to the other designers. Then when you're in the bottom and they just decide that week that they're going to send someone home. Like, you have to send someone home.
No, if you're that good, I reckon if you're that good, you've proven yourself and you get a leave pass. He's so great, but she's been so great as well, that they don't get, get away with it. That proves
That's not
themselves.
the game. The game is you screw up, you go home. Like, whether it's, you make something ugly or you make something basic, everybody else is doing better than you, unfortunately, I think deserve to go home. Like, somebody has to go home. I think it's such a...
Probably, but I love both of them, so I didn't give a fuck.
But I think they should both be in the top 3.
Yeah. I don't think
at the
so.
end, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, where can everyone watching and listening find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Oh, cool.
And Snapchat.
And Snapchat. Oh my god, I love Snapchat. Actually, I've never given my Snapchat details, but it's DBabs, so DBABS, and my Instagram is @Dan Babic, and Twitter's the same, but with an underscore after Babic.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram @Uberreste.
Ooh. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter @TheRunwayQueen. And this weekend, I will be walking in a 3D presentation for some Project Runway designers.
Oh my god, congratulations.
I'll tell you more about it next week.
Awesome.
Oh, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.